What if the signals you've been overlooking aren't loud, obvious moves, but quiet, consistent shifts that reveal exactly how she feels, especially when she's drawn to a man with experience? Subtle emotional investment is one of the most overlooked yet powerful indicators of genuine attraction, especially when a woman is drawn to an older man. It doesn't show up in dramatic gestures or loud expressions. Instead, it appears in the small, almost invisible details that most people ignore. The way she listens more closely when you speak, the way she remembers something you mentioned in passing days or even weeks ago, these are not coincidences. They are choices, and people only make those choices when they feel emotionally engaged. You'll notice that she begins to prioritize understanding you, not just interacting with you. She asks questions that go beyond surface level curiosity. It's no longer just about what you do, but how you think, how you see the world, what shaped you into the man you are. That level of interest reflects a deeper kind of attraction, one rooted in respect and emotional connection rather than momentary excitement. What makes this even more significant is that she doesn't announce it. She won't say, "I'm investing in you." Instead, she shows it through consistency. She checks in on you in subtle ways, brings up past conversations, and aligns her energy with yours without forcing it. It feels natural, almost effortless, but underneath that ease is intentional focus. This kind of emotional investment is different from attention-seeking behavior. It's calm, steady, and genuine. She's not trying to impress you or win validation. She's trying to connect, and that distinction matters. Because when a woman invests emotionally at this level, it means she sees something in you that goes beyond the surface, something stable, something worth exploring, something that makes her feel both curious and secure at the same time. Comfort and trust don't usually happen overnight. For most people, they build slowly, layer by layer, through time and repeated interaction. But when a woman feels a certain kind of connection with an older man, that timeline often shifts. What would normally take weeks or months begins to happen in a much shorter space of time. And that acceleration is not sluchani, it's meaningful. You'll notice she becomes comfortable around you faster than expected. Conversations flow more easily, silences don't feel awkward, and she doesn't seem guarded in the way she is with others. There's a natural ease in how she carries herself around you, as if she doesn't feel the need to perform or impress. That level of comfort isn't something she gives lightly. It reflects an internal sense of safety she associates with your presence. Trust follows closely behind. She may start sharing personal thoughts, opinions, or even experiences that she wouldn't normally reveal so early. It's not oversharing, it's selective openness. She chooses what to reveal, but the fact that she's revealing anything at all, and doing so sooner than expected, shows that she sees you as emotionally stable and grounded. This accelerated trust often comes from how you present yourself. Your calm demeanor, your patience, and your ability to listen without reacting impulsively create an environment where she feels understood rather than judged. That's rare, and when she finds it, she leans into it. What's important to understand is that this isn't about rushing intimacy. It's about how quickly she feels safe enough to explore it. When comfort and trust develop at this pace, it's a strong signal that her interest isn't surface level. It's rooted in something deeper, something that feels real to her. When a woman's attention shifts from casual to intentional, the difference is subtle but undeniable. At first, interactions may seem random, almost coincidental. She talks to you when you're around, responds when you engage, and everything feels situational. But when her interest deepens, that pattern changes. Her attention is no longer based on chance, it becomes a choice. You'll start to notice that she creates opportunities rather than waiting for them. She finds reasons to be near you, to start conversations, or to continue them longer than necessary. It's not forced or obvious. It's smooth, almost effortless. But if you step back and observe, you'll see the pattern. She's investing her time and focus with purpose. Her responsiveness also shifts. When you message her or speak to her, she doesn't leave things hanging unnecessarily. There's a level of presence in how she engages with you. She's not distracted, not half involved. Even in a room full of people, her attention has a way of circling back to you. That kind of focus is never accidental. It reflects priority. Another key detail is how she remembers and builds on past interactions. She brings up things you've said before, follows up on topics, or reconnects conversations that could have easily been forgotten. This shows continuity, and continuity is a sign of intention. She's not just interacting in the moment, she's thinking beyond it. What makes this powerful is that she doesn't announce her intentions verbally. Instead, she lets her actions speak through consistency. Intentional attention is quiet, but it's steady. And when a woman chooses to consistently direct her time, energy, and focus toward you, it reveals a level of interest that goes far beyond surface level attraction. When a woman is genuinely drawn to a man, especially one she perceives as experienced, her behavior often shifts in a way that can be misunderstood. Instead of trying to gain his approval, she starts to observe and test his confidence. This isn't about playing games in a negative sense, it's about understanding his emotional stability. She wants to see if what she feels about him is real or if it falls apart under pressure. These tests are rarely obvious. They show up in playful challenges, light teasing, or moments where she slightly disagrees with you, not to create conflict, but to see how you respond. If your confidence is genuine, you won't feel the need to defend yourself or prove a point. You remain calm, grounded, and unaffected. That reaction tells her more than any words ever could. What's important here is the shift in her mindset. When a woman is seeking approval, she adjusts herself to fit your expectations. She becomes overly agreeable, avoids tension, and looks for reassurance. But when she's testing your confidence, she does the opposite. She introduces small moments of tension on purpose, not to push you away, but to measure your strength within the interaction. She's paying attention to whether you stay composed or become reactive, whether you hold your frame or lose it, trying to impress her. Confidence in her eyes isn't about dominance or control. It's about emotional steadiness, the ability to remain centered even when things don't go perfectly. This dynamic reveals a deeper level of attraction because she's no longer focused on being liked. She's focused on understanding you. And when a woman shifts into that mode, it means she's considering something more meaningful than surface level interest. She's evaluating whether you're someone she can truly respect and feel secure with. Physical proximity is one of the most understated yet revealing signals of attraction, especially when it happens naturally rather than being forced. When a woman is drawn to an older man, she often won't express it directly through words. Instead, she allows her body language to communicate what she's still processing internally. And one of the clearest ways this shows up is through how she positions herself around you. At first glance, it may seem like coincidence. She happens to sit near you, stand a little closer during conversations, or lean in when you're speaking. But when this becomes consistent, it stops being random. People are highly aware of personal space, and they don't reduce that space unless they feel comfortable. So when she repeatedly chooses to be physically closer to you, it reflects a level of ease and curiosity that goes beyond casual interaction. You might notice that she doesn't rush to create distance. In moments where there's brief contact, a touch on the arm, brushing past you, or standing shoulder to shoulder, she doesn't immediately pull away. There's a calm acceptance in those moments, as if the closeness feels natural rather than intrusive. That's a strong indicator of both comfort and interest. What makes this even more significant is that it often happens without conscious effort. She's not thinking, I need to stand closer. It just happens because her body is aligned with her emotions. She feels drawn in, so her physical presence follows. This kind of proximity isn't loud or attention-seeking. It's quiet, consistent, and intentional in its own way. And when you start noticing that she regularly closes the distance between you, without hesitation, without discomfort, it's a sign that her interest is moving beyond the surface and into something more personal, more meaningful. There's a difference between casual interest and something more intentional, something quieter, deeper, and often misunderstood. When a woman feels drawn to an older man, her approach isn't always direct. It's layered with emotion, curiosity, and a sense of safety she doesn't easily find elsewhere. If you know what to observe, the signs become clear, not through words, but through patterns in her behavior. You have to understand, attraction at this level doesn't announce itself. It reveals itself slowly, almost like she's allowing you to discover it rather than handing it to you. One of the first things you'll notice is how she begins to invest emotionally in subtle ways. She remembers small details about you, things you didn't even think were important. Not because she's trying to impress you, but because her attention is naturally gravitating toward you. That's not random. That's intention. And then there's the comfort. It shows up faster than usual. With most people, she maintains a certain distance, a guarded energy. But with you, that barrier starts to fade. She opens up about her thoughts, her experiences, sometimes even her vulnerabilities, without needing much prompting. It's not forced. It's not strategic. It's her way of saying, without saying it, that she feels safe in your presence. And safety, when it comes to attraction, is powerful. You'll also start noticing that her attention isn't scattered anymore. It becomes focused. She finds reasons to be around you, to talk to you, to engage with you, even when she doesn't have to. It's not loud or obvious. It's in the way she lingers a little longer in conversations, the way she responds quicker to you than to others, the way her energy shifts when you enter the space. That kind of attention isn't accidental. It's chosen. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of seeking your approval, she begins to test your confidence. She might challenge you playfully, question your opinions, or tease you in ways that seem light on the surface but carry deeper meaning. She's not trying to push you away. She's trying to understand your emotional strength. She wants to see if you're grounded, if you're steady, if you're the kind of man who doesn't get shaken easily, because that's what she's drawn to. And then there's the physical aspect, not in an obvious or exaggerated way, but in proximity. She positions herself closer to you. She reduces the space between you naturally. Maybe it's how she leans in when you speak, or how she doesn't pull away quickly from brief contact. These moments are small, but they're intentional. They carry a level of comfort and curiosity that goes beyond surface-level interaction. What you need to realize is that none of these signs exist in isolation. It's the combination of them, the consistency, the pattern, that tells the real story. She's not going to say it directly, not at first. Instead, she allows her behavior to communicate what her words haven't yet caught up to. And if you're paying attention, not reacting impulsively, not chasing, but simply observing with calm awareness, you'll see it clearly.